What are you asking?
This thing.
That thing? This thing right here?
This thing.
Over there? Yeah, there's some popsicles. Yeah, we'll get to those, but let's take a look at this stuff, some of which is going to replace some of the old, very basic controls that we had in your room, your space room. Your bedroom's all made up as like a space station. And it had stuff in it that was kind of homemade and better for a little toddler, and stuff that you guys are about to outgrow. And this stuff I don't think you'll ever outgrow. But anyway, so here, what have we got? This is from an aircraft. This is the flight data entry unit.
Oh, this.
Yeah, so see, you can test it by pressing that button down there.
This button?
That's the indicator. No, press the button underneath that. See, yeah, the white one. Press that.
This
Yeah,
button?
press it hard. There you go. Yeah. And of course it's not all hooked up, so it's not going to do much right now. But there's this switch. We'll figure out what that is. In fact, I can see us spending years and years figuring out what all this stuff does. But so here you'd enter in your flight information, and here's your day and your month. You enter that in, and the way that you do that, that's the light for testing. So here, Donovan, right here, when you want to change your numbers, you do this. See how you can just move those with your thumb? So you can come up with any numbers that you want. This is your flight right here. This is your flight number. And this would be your day and your month right there. And see this down here? This is where you put in the gross weight of your airplane. Isn't that cool? You want to move these? Here, put your thumb out here. Here, right here. Yeah, push that. You do that, or your finger. See? See how you can move that? Yeah, push it down. Yeah, just like that. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Now look at this. You were looking at this earlier. This is really cool. That's from a Boeing 747. And this is an old broken down used part from an Airbus. And because it's broken down and used, it was cheap. And before anybody else found out about it, Daddy bought it. So anyway, here you've got switches for your flight control. This is for the ground spoilers. And the slat, slat and flaps, and you're going to find out what all those do on the airplane. That's for testing again, yeah. If you want to test this, that light goes on. And then see this, here's another little test toggle. You have to pull this out to move it. It's not hard. See how Daddy just moved it? And it bounces back. It's spring-loaded.
Bounces back?
Yeah. You guys will spend years figuring all this out.
I can't do it.
I know, it's pretty hard, but you can do this. This is for the tail rotor. And this, I guess, tail motor jam, different positions. And then down here, it says electrical system and cargo smoke detector. And this switch will switch to all the different places. This being right up here, this is all the electrical compartment, flight deck, main bay, equipment bay, and then the forward parts, the cargo bay, mid parts, and the aft. You remember when we stood and we watched the airplane and they were putting the baggage in the bottom? Remember that when we were flying back from Albuquerque to Las Vegas? We watched all the bags, including ours, go in. Well, they have smoke detectors down there in case there's a fire, so they know if the plane's on fire. And then they can do something about it. They can try to land real fast before the fire gets out of control.
What's that thing?
Well, this turns all these on, I think, or just it checks them. I'm not sure. So this thing, we'll find all this out. We're going to have to read up on all this. So this is ADS test, and again, I'm not sure what the ADS test is, but if you pull this out, you can move it. See how you can move that? So you can learn some real basic stuff right now, and then as you get older, you can learn more and more. And in the meantime, just have fun moving this. Pretend that you're flying an airplane.
I can't do it.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated to fly an airplane, especially an Airbus. But you can play with those. Now here, ooh, this is one of the coolest of all. Gentlemen, start your engines. Ooh, it's engine ignition for a Boeing 747. So here, these are the toggles. You pull these out, and as you raise those up, it fires up the engine. Isn't that cool? That would be your left outboard engine probably, your left inboard. So this would be the far one on the left wing, and this would be the near one on the left wing, and this is the near one on the right wing, and probably the near one, or the far one on the right wing, right there. And that's how you fire up your engines. You turn those big jets on. And remember the tug? Remember the purple tug that we were looking at? The tug was that thing that...
I can't do it.
Yeah, here. Pull these out.
Too hard.
Well, you'll have to figure it out. It's not always intuitive. You pull these out, and then you pull them up. But they got a spring in them. You have to really pull them, so you might have to practice those.
Pull them down.
Yeah, but remember that tug that we saw hook up to our airplane, and I told you it was going to push our airplane out once everybody got on it? Well, that tug would push out the airplane, and then they'd detach the tug, and then they'd fire up the engines, one by one. And once, maybe they'd fire them up before that, and once they rev them up, they're ready to go down the taxiway towards the runway to take off. Isn't that cool? We're going to have so much fun learning all this stuff and how it works, and in the meantime, just playing with the dials and the switches and figuring it all out.
What this is?
It says bite, test, and reset. I don't know, for electrical power. And,
What that is?
that's another test, ADS test. Daddy's going to have to figure this stuff out with you, and so we're going to have fun together with this. You guys are going to know how stuff works.
I can't do it.
Yeah, here, you know what? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, you pull it out. So here, Donovan, give me your hand. Yeah. So see, pull it out like that, and then see how it moves? Yeah, when you pull it out just a little ways, see? And then you can move it.
There.
Yeah, you did it. All right. So just learn your way around. Learn what dials you can turn which way and which switches you can just have fun with it.
What those things are?
Okay, well, I know you got tons of questions. So does Daddy. You know, we're going to have to spend some time at this. But we got a lot of years ahead of us before you go off to college. A lot of years for us to play with these. All right, pilot. Sign it off so you can play with this. Do your flight simulation.